Kakadosh Boker Tov. We're continuing with halachot now. This is Siman Shin Vav to do with V'daber Davar, or things which are mundane halachot. Now we're going to speak about how do we walk on Shabbat, which means that the pasuk in Yeshaya, this is the Haftarah of Kippur. It says, "V'chibato me'asod rechecha." We say it in Kiddush every Shabbat morning. "V'chibato me'asod rechecha mimetzot letzecha b'tevet v'aras titenag el Adonai v'yikavticha b'mot haaretz v'achalticha nachalat Yaakov vicha ki pi Adonai diber." When it says "V'chibato me'asot derechecha," you have to respect the Shabbat me'asot derechecha, from doing the way that you do on your paths. What does that mean? The Gemara Masechet Shabbat Kuf Yud Gimel Amud Aleph says, "Me'asot derechecha shelo yehei hiluchecha shel Shabbat." The way that you walk on Shabbat is not the same way that you're going to walk during the weekday, right? That means, what does that mean? During the weekday, you're running to do your work, you're going from one place to another place. During Shabbat, it's something completely different, right? It has to be that you have to walk even differently on the Shabbat. So because of that, you're not supposed to run on Shabbat unless it's going to be for a Dvar Mitzvah. For example, you're going to the Bet HaKnesset, you're going to a Shiur, right? This is brought down in Siman Shin Aleph, Sif Aleph, over there to do with the running on the Shabbat. And just like you're not supposed to run, you should not be posea psia gasa, which means you should not walk big steps. Because it's the same thing that when you start walking big steps, you're running, and you're not going towards a mitzvah, it looks as if that you're doing like weekday things, you're doing mundane things. And therefore what happens is a person has to pay attention to that. Now there is going to be two different exceptions to the rule. One exception to the rule is that if it looks that everyone sees, which means the onlookers are the ones that they are seeing, that for sure you're not running because of weekday activity, but rather you're running for a purpose. For example, it's raining. Now obviously in the rain, even though by science, by the way, it does not make sense, because by science, if you run, right, what happens is you actually get more wet. Okay, that's the scientific way of knowing it. And if you actually pay attention, what's the biggest proof? Right, when it's raining on the street and you're driving a car, right, the rain is hitting you at a certain speed, so therefore it's fine. The second you go on a highway, right, and all of a sudden now it's going much quicker, all of a sudden you're getting much more rain. It's not because it's raining harder. It's just because since you're going at such a high speed, so therefore the rain is actually getting to you much quicker. So that's very important that people should pay attention to. They don't realize. It does make sense that obviously if it's going to be that you're almost going to get to your destination and then you're going to run, and therefore obviously you're going to get there quicker. So, but if it's going to be that you still got another 5 minutes anyway, right? If you're going to run or not run, at the end of the day you're just going to get a hit much harder with the rain. But again, mitzad the halacha, the fact that a person comes and he's running because of the rain, says Rav Wozner, he says, that in itself shows that you're not running because of a mundane action, you're running to protect yourself from the rain, you don't want to get so wet, so therefore it's going to be permitted. Another one is going to be, for example, many times you have these girls that they play with a skipping rope. So that would be on mutar on Shabbat, on the jumping and all these things. Why? Because since for them, right, this is called an oneg for them. They enjoy jumping. This is children, they come, they start jumping around. So therefore for them, there's no problem whatsoever in order to come and to start jumping around on Shabbat or to start doing these things. Why? Because for them, this is their ta'anug. This is not considered a mundane action. For them, this is going to be their enjoyment, their pleasure on the Shabbat, and therefore it's going to be permitted.